Jules here from Joolsedesigns and JT Creations. So another one in the series Crafting on a Budget. So this is where we get to use some old eyeshadows and bits and pieces. So what I've got is I've got some old eyeshadows. Now I can pick them out. This is it's an Estee Lauder. I think it's the Egyptian. Well, I don't want you going and buying Estee Lauder eyeshadows to do this, but you can get, if you've got any cheapy ones. I've also got, that's just a facial contour, quite pearlised, and a non-pearlised. I think that's a Body Shop cheap colour. Now what I am going to use is I am going to use this Rare Earth stamping pad, because what I want to do is I want to do a, like I say, I'm going to use some leaves. Now these I've had Stampenges, I've had forever. You can see they've gone yellow. I'm just cleaning this because sometimes you need to put a little bit of glue stick on to get them to stick. And this is just old card that I've got. And I'm going to do, so we'll have the fern here. Now I don't know how this is going to turn out, but hey ho, I'm willing to try. We'll have that one there. I'll have this one down. So I'm going to use these colours for like an autumny kind of scene, and you can see these stamps. I mean, I must have had them for about 15, probably 15-20 years. And we'll just press that down. I finally put some felt on the bottom of my and they are very sticky. So what I want to do now is I've got my embossing my glycerine, and I'm just tapping it on. Now I don't know whether it's the stamps that's sticky or whether it's the glycerine. It could be a bit of both. Just put that in the middle. The reason I use this card is because it's the size of the Stampin' Up, and these are Rare Earth. Crikey, I forgot what to call them. They help you stamp. There you are. Now you can see, because there has been ink on those stamps that hasn't been cleaned off. Obviously I've used a green or something there. Again, we'll go for the cotton wool. Just got a bit of wad of it just from one of those makeup. And I'm just going to go here. And we'll do this one. And then we'll go for the rusty colour. And I'm just tapping it lightly so it and I think we'll try some of this turquoise on this one. And you'll find that eyeshadows have a lot of mica in them for them to stay. And mica is what's used in crafting mediums, chalks, inks and things like that. And we'll put a bit of this green, and then what I'm doing is I'm just lightly brushing it and there we are. And then if you wanted to, you could, you know, go around the edges. We'll get some in that. So that's using eyeshadows for stamping. We'll try another one. I'll take my leaves off. These are quite sticky, and it's probably because I haven't looked after them. Now we're going to use this one. Now I don't know where I got this from. Again, it was a gift. And this one's got a lot of text on it, so I'm just placing it on the card. And all this is I got it out of B&Q. It's a door handle with some felt on the bottom. I put one of those, you know, the sticky pads that you get to go on the bottom of table legs and chairs to stop it from creaking. And then I put some sticky back felt on. It wasn't that great. And I'll try not to. And it should still have enough glycerine on it. No, it's not, so we'll put some more. All right, I think that's done it. It's done it in single. It's not doubled it. And again, I think we'll do some of this. That's better. And I'm using different colours. Because it's sometimes nice to do that. And that's the beige. And we'll use some of this green. It's quite nice with the brown, this. And just make sure you're going over all the, just gently tapping it. Just oh, don't rub it off too much. Now you can rub it off and then you can put it back on and work it into the glycerine. That's it. And there we are. So you can see where that one kind of doubled. I'll still use that, and that one I was more careful with. But if you want to make your own ephemera using chalks, it's not as it's a little bit more muted than using ink. You can spray it with hairspray, a fine hairspray. You can get the artist sprays like the varnishes to keep it, but I've always used, just when I used to do it in card making, just a fine cheapo hairspray works just as good. So that's our stamping bits. Now what we're going to do is we're going to see if we can make some mica sprays. Alright, so I'm just wiping this up and I'll be back in a minute. Alright, I'm back. So I've got an assortment of this one's a powder, this one's a cake, that one's a powder, that one's a mixed. So I think I'm going to go for the blue because I've got two bottles. I'm going to go for the blue and the green. So what I've got is I've got a coffee stirrer, and all I'm doing is I'm just digging into it. And I'm going to get myself in a mess here. So you need kind of a scoop type thing. And then we'll use the little, I mean, these are eyeshadows that I've never used. I bought them because I like the colours, and then I've maybe used them once. But makeup does go off after a while, especially lipsticks and things like that. But I mean, you shouldn't really, and even giving it away, if you've, you know, if you've got sort of like an eye infection or something, sometimes it collects on your makeup brushes, so you can pass things like that along. So you're best off not. Actually, I'm going to tip that on there. And I'm going to dig into it a bit more. This is like a greeny gold. And I'm looking for a nice small piece of paper. This nice little book page will do nicely. And I'm just going to put it on there. And then I'm going to put it into like a little funnel. And I'm going to put it in in my water, and that's all it is water. If I was using anything with food in, coffee, tea, I would put a bit of surgical spirits in. Now I'm not quite sure how much I need to mix. Might need to put a bit of surgical spirits in because it's still staying dry. Yeah, we'll put a bit of surgical spirits in. Where is it? Now, again, surgical spirits you can buy from the chemist. And I would suggest you use a funnel. Oh, now it's making it's going funny. It's going cloudy. So what's happened is the cream that's in the makeup is mixing with the surgical spirits. Oh. Oh, that looks really weird. Right, so it's still working. It doesn't look too great. But it is starting to mix up. And I wouldn't mix too much just in case it goes funny. But I think what we'll do is we'll leave that for now. And what I'll do is I'll put some surgical spirits in this one. I've just mixed it with water in the past. Oh! My lid on my surgical spirits isn't working great. That's better. And what I want to do is I want to use this blue one. Now this blue one is powder, so maybe this will work better. So we'll tip that up like that. And this is like a bluey gold, ultramarine. And now remember, this has just got surgical spirits in this one. So it'll make it like an alcohol. And then we'll put a bit of water in it. Okay. And wipe this off. Yep. And we've definitely got a bit of blue. Put on this one. Yep. So I think what I might do with that, it's still spraying with the green. So I would use surgical spirits. Again, surgical spirits you can pick up from the local chemist, like glycerine. And surgical spirits, as sort of like you use it for medical, you know, cleaning. It's stingy if you use it for cleaning wounds and things. I wouldn't recommend that. But if you're wanting to clean an area or anything, yeah. So I'm just going to clear these away and we'll see what we can do with the eyeshadows. Okay, and we'll get some blue pages. Right, no, it's not poker, it's bridge, the rules. Okay, so we'll do our blue first, give it a good stir. I'm not sure if that's try a bit of, no, it's no good for smooshing. But this one is. No. No, I'll need to work on that one. It's all right for spraying on paper. No, so I think what we'll do is we'll just keep the eyeshadows for, not for mica sprays, but if we put that on there, and then put some of that on, what do we get? No, no, there's too much cream in it, so yeah, it's good for putting on but no good for making mica sprays. Not with that one anyway. See with this one, see if it wipes the cream up. No. No. No, so I think we'll just stick with the stamping. Where's my... Well, that's something we've learned. It's no good mixing it with water, although I have done in the past, but it's maybe it's not been a creamy eyeshadow, but that's definitely creamy. That's very, very greasy. Makes you wonder what you put on your eyes. No, so it works with ugh. Right, I wonder if you can paint with them. Bit of I'm going to put some water in this. Right, that's just water, there's nothing in it. And just wet my brush a little bit. No, it's like using eyeshadow, it's just letting you put it where it's there's a little bit, but not much, so that's no good. So the boots number 7s are no good. The Avon blue was alright, so we'll try a little bit of that with the pink. Ah, no, that's good. That'll let you paint. And we'll try like that'll be dilapidated. These are the little gold balls. Yeah, you're getting a light coating, but nothing much. Whoop. A little bit. Have we just squish it? So if it's squished to a powder, it'll let you, so you could do, with your gold eyeshadow, you could do some nice gilding, you know, around the edges of your I wonder if that would mix with water. No, it's not doing too bad. No, if you don't try, you don't know these things, and why, if you're throwing eyeshadows and things out when you can use them. So yeah, so the powder based eyeshadows are good. That number 7 one, it was definitely a creamy one and no good at all. And I think they're better off with water and not surgical spirits. Because that's mixing really well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put you on hold a minute. I'm going to get rid of that surgical spirit one. That's me back. So this seems to be working. I've put some of the you have to watch with this because the maker gets caught in the so that's working. Yeah, so the maker's caught in there, and it does that normally. Yeah, so you can see all the gold. Move these out of the way. And then we can put a page in it. There you are. So you can do some smooshing. And when it's gold pearlized like that, you're better off doing your plain colours first, your inks, and then do the gold afterwards, and you just get like the streaks of the metallic through. Yeah, so you can, so I would avoid that's golden leaf. I would avoid sort of like the cake because they must have cream in them to sort of like to keep the cake together, but the balls, the powders that you get, if you've got any powders, are ideal. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to finish off doing this. Yeah, you will get some left over because and we'll leave them to dry. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some around the edges. With the bits that's left over. There you are. And there we've got some gilt edges around there. So as you can see, we can use them as makers, but we've found out that the cake eyeshadow is not as good as the powder. So if you find any like pots of powder, or you've got any that you're not using, whoops, that'll make a nice white one. So what I will do is I'll leave that open, let the surgical spirit dry up, and then I'll add some water to that one, because then it'll work. And then I can use it. So I've got a gold one. I wouldn't mix too much up. You can see some of the little balls are still, but they will all melt in. Give them chance. And then you've got a nice sort of like gilding type maker spray. You can mix tea with it, coloured tea. I did that while I was in Cyprus. I used cranberry tea and I put some gold maker spray in, and it just give it that red with like a tinge of gold. But there you are. So I hope you get something out of that, and using the eyeshadows. Don't be afraid to use the, you know, when you're doing your over your chalk bits. That will work lovely. Where's my this one? See, that's the glycerine dried in it now, so, but yeah. So use your eyeshadows for the glycerine stamps, and your powder shadows for making your maker sprays. Okay, I will see you in the next video. Bye.